I think they're ready for us.
Well, I'm ready also. For what?
You know what? We're going to discover together.
Well, hello, kiddies. It's your friendly neighborhood watchman here with you again. This time, we're going to be talking about the author Andrzej Sapkowski, creator of the Witchar series of novels. It seems Henry Cavill has cast a long shadow upon this series. So without further ado, let's get on with this article from Bounding Into Comics with the byline by the familiar Spencer Backley with the heading, The Witcher creator Andrzej Sapkowski says Netflix, quote, never listened, end quote, to his feedback on the live-action series. It's a tale as old as time. When it comes to the streaming giant, according to The Witcher original creator Andrzej Sapkowski, Netflix was completely uninterested in hearing his opinion regarding their handling of his seminal work's live-action adaptation. The author provided this insight into his experience with Netflix's The Witcher production team while speaking to Austrian video game news outlet Serial Killers during the recently held 2023 entry of the annual Vienna Comic Con. Following discussions of his writing history, creative process, and what lies in store for Geralt in the future, the outlet eventually raised the topic of the live-action series, asking Sapkowski, when you visited Netflix on a set for the Witcher series, did you give them any feedback? To this question, the author first responded by beaming over how, well, the set was tremendous. You know, tremendous. Everything, end quote, before returning to the outlet's main question and admitting that while he had thoughts on the series' direction, they were ultimately discarded by its production team. Because they know better than the creator.
Are there any stories from the first two books, Sword of Destiny and The Last Wish, that you really look forward to seeing adapted, that you want to be adapted? Do you have a favorite one?
Hard to say, because you are asking me right now which of your daughters is the most beautiful.
Yes, I am.
No, they are all beautiful. Maybe lesser evil?
That's one of my favorites, too. We have really gone back to the short stories because I feel like that's where a lot of the world building happened.
I started with the short stories. It was my beginning.
Maybe I gave them some ideas, but they never listened to me, he laughed to Serial Killers. It's normal. Who's this? He's a writer. He's nobody. End quote.
And when you visited Netflix on the set for the Witcher series, did you give them any feedback on the set?
Maybe I gave them some ideas, but they never listened. They never listened. But it's normal. It's normal. Who's this? It's a writer. There's nobody.
Notably, this is not the first time the storied author has offered such a lukewarm reception to Netflix's ongoing mess of a television adaptation. Asked by a fan for his thoughts on a live-action The Witcher series during a recent appearance at the 2023 Taipei International Book Exhibition, Sapkowski enthusiastically affirmed, "I've seen better, I've seen worse." Further, Sapkowski is far from the only creator to have publicly claimed that Netflix ignored their input when adapting their work. Speaking to his involvement in Netflix's ill-fated television disaster during a 2019 interview with Japanese entertainment news outlet AthaQuest, Cowboy Bebop's creator Shinichiro Watanabe detailed, quote, "I read the initial concept and provided my opinions, but I'm not sure if they will be reflected in a final product," end quote. Netflix's disregarding of Watanabe's feedback will later be confirmed by series lead John Cho, who during an interview with IGN admitted, "We did not communicate with Watanabe." Likewise, in explaining his exit from the production team for Netflix's upcoming live-action adaptation of his and Brian Konietzko's popular animated series Avatar: The Last Airbender, co-creator Michael Dante DiMartino affirmed. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix said that it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. And we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at the helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as we had hoped. His creative partner, Brian Konietzko, likewise told fans, quote, "When Netflix brought me on board to run this series alongside Mike 2 years ago, they made a very public promise to support our vision. Unfortunately, there was no follow-through on that promise, though I got to work with some great individuals, both on Netflix's side and on our own small development team. The general handling of the project created what I felt was a negative and unsupportive environment." That's unfortunate, but not surprising. To be clear, this was not a simple matter of us not getting our way, he added. Mike and I are collaborative people. We did not need all of the ideas to come from us. As long as we felt those ideas were in line with the spirit and integrity of Avatar, we would have happily embraced them. However, we ultimately came to the belief that we would not be able to meaningfully guide the direction of the series. That's his post on Instagram. And yet, despite Netflix's ongoing disrespect of the very creators they sourced their creative ideas from, their best performing and most wildly enjoyed show in recent memory was One Piece, whose production team broke this trend by actively including series mangaka Ichiro Oda in every step of its development. Imagine that. Yep, and I made a video on this series, which I liked overall. It has its issues, of course, pushed by Netflix, which again should come as no surprise, because there is none of that woke crap being pushed in anime and manga. So overall, I enjoyed it. It's much better than Cowboy Bebop and the rest of the stuff adapted by Netflix. As of writing, the 4th season of Netflix's The Witcher has yet to receive a release date or even begin production. And we're all dying of anticipation.
Whatever.
Well, as we are wont to do when we have the opportunity and the time, we'll read some readers' comments. Catches your eye. Thor Ragnarok director Taika Waititi backpedals on his promise to anger Star Wars fans. I don't know. These people, like, they want a war against the fans. The original fans, anyway. What I mean by that is fans that have supported whatever franchise for many years or since its creation, and that don't like woke versions of the IP. But I digress. So, first up with these comments is from Bunny with a Keyboard. A series that won't even bother to get the races of the characters correct certainly isn't going to bother to get the story right. We've got plenty of evidence to show that. A guest post. This is the problem when getting your work adapted to the screen. As a writer, you are giving up your baby, your dream that you toiled over for so many hours and days and years. And they basically buy it and barely care what you have to say, unless you're J.K. Rowling. Well, that's because she kept the rights. She didn't just hand sign over everything. It's a trade-off. That huge check and the increased sales of your books versus your dignity and the accuracy of the adaptation. Yeah, that's true. From Angry Rodent we have, they wouldn't listen to Henry Cavill. Why would Sapkowski think they'd listen to him? And this is assuming he even gave them any feedback. Remember when he was praising the show?
Speaking of The Witcher, you came to see we're actually filming that short story here today. How did you feel before walking onto the set the first time to see what has come to life?
I've never been on the set of no movie at all, so for me everything is a big surprise, a big event, to be part of it practically, to see it with my own eyes. Incredible, something incredible. I'm very satisfied to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for coming. we would not be here without you. So that's the,
Well, hey, he was hoping the show be a success and it becoming a gravy train, want to keep it rolling. Sapkowski is a weasel. He previously sang the show's praises while he was in dispute with CDPR over royalties for the games. Now that he saw the negative backlash towards the show, he's denouncing it. If you, as a creator, agree to surrender your IP to Netflix, you don't care about its reputation with the fans. I won't be as harsh as that. I don't know the guy's personal situation. He may have needed the money. I mean, if you need the money for whatever reason, you take it. If your wife or mother needs an operation or something, you're going to take that money. Next is the Judging Crow. I have nothing against Liam, but he has no chance of doing Geralt justice. Witcher will fail harder than the Rings of Prime. I don't know about that. Northman replies, agreed, and they want shaky ground to begin with after the last season. Even with Henry Cavill, what was left of the show died when Henry walked. Snowman also replies, already did. I don't expect there's more than a handful of people who would still tune into this if they were to release another season. Netflix certainly isn't going to sell any new subscriptions for it. True. From Pat Gray C, we have, no, they still disregarded Oda by race and gender swapping characters. They just didn't throw everything else out when making the show. Source True says One Piece creator wasn't included by the Netflix team. He never gave up full creative control and made them reshoot a bunch of scenes to stay true to his vision. This led to a more successful adaptation and a popular show. Netflix doesn't deserve praise for including the creator of One Piece. I can only imagine how bad it would have been without his input. Could say that again. Stay true to the source and don't tell fans what they are supposed to like. LOL. Next is Slave One, who says he willingly took money from people that laughed at him and ruined his story and characters though. Didn't he? Dual Lips is hot opines. The Witcher has been adapted poorly. It's all you can say. The Judging Crow comments again. It's sheer arrogance to see a successful story adapted and then say, I can make it better. Bunny with a Keyboard replies, and if they could actually do it, they wouldn't need to pay for other people's stories. And last but not least for this video, we have Hieroglyph 777. Imagine that. A series doesn't succeed when its creator is told to go pound sand. These idiots think they can take a well-loved intellectual property, throw whatever they want in it, then think it's going to be some glorious activist hit show / movie. As long as it has the same name. Smack my head. Yep, unfortunately. Well, folks, we've come to the end of another video. If you were, or still are, a Witcher fan, you most likely aren't too happy. I haven't watched all of the 3rd season, and I have no intention to. If you are a fan of the Witcher world, of the books and games, then feel free to comment and give the video a like. Help the channel out by subscribing if you haven't already, and hitting that notification bell so that you'll be given a heads up every time I'm ready to drop another video. And as always, stay safe, and I bid you peace.
Oh, a Witcher! Please, Master Witcher, we need your help.
Yeah, what happens now?
'Twas 2 days ago. My farm was attacked during the night. All the animals were killed. From that day on, this area is haunted by evil spirits.
Wait. So, basically you're telling me that you saw a ghost?
Yes, I saw it with my own eyes.
Hell no, I'm not fucking with ghosts.